strangely enough, right, I've heard that he came from that Leicestershire Police Force.
Yeah, I heard the same thing.
So maybe while the investigation was going on,
it was time to move out the way and distance himself. Yeah, that would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah, 'cause I mean, they all go on this merry-go-round. As soon as the shit hits the fan in one place.
Yeah, it's moved to somewhere new.
Yeah.
Just like the head of Nottingham City Council, child social services.
Yeah, well, we've exposed it now, so people are getting a little bit more clued up.
Yeah.
And what else can we do? But no, the Crime Commissioner, I've been quite hostile to him in this past year, especially after he originally denied knowing
his former boss.
A certain regional director who the City Council in the beginning claimed didn't exist, but now they claim they have no records of him beyond 1974.
Oh.
But I can tell you what happened in 1974. They handed over the responsibility to the county council, but me and you were together when. Sorry.
When the CEO.
Yes.
Of the, the CEO of the county council.
He told us that they handed all the records back.
Yes.
Well, if you don't exist, right, then I have a serious question that could need investigating for fraud.
Oh yeah. But who's going to investigate it? The corrupt police. Nottingham corrupt police are going to investigate Nottinghamshire corrupt county council and city council. Oh, I think we're going to go a long way there.
But the question still remains: if he doesn't exist, well,
what did they hand
why
back?
was the man of that identity brought in for questioning just before Christmas?
Oh yeah.
And then the question is, well, is he the one that's getting a pension, or is somebody fraudulently claiming a pension?
Questions.
But we never seem to get any answers.
Maybe because they know they're in the poo, and the poo is right about to hit the fan.
Well, we have asked questions of certain councillors in the past, and we've took things to them. And
I'll pause it there.
we've asked questions where we've never questions where we've got no answers before of city councillors, especially one that's he's kind of that,
the Cyril Smith type.
well, we're all entitled to our descriptions.
Absolutely.
But we put allegations well, they'd use the word allegations that they're hiding stuff. But you see, we supported that with documents and asked for the resignation of a certain elected leader.
Yes. Well, I don't think we should call him an elected. He was selected leader, and he's a criminal. Yeah. Plain and simple.
Well, that person viewed the documents, and he was present when we asked those questions, and we asked him to call for his resignation. Can you remember what he said?
Well, Councillor Cully also asked for his resignation.
Oh, Georgina.
Yes.
Yeah. The little woman with the big heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's strange that rather rotund fella actually said that if there's any questions that needed answers to, well, they'd have to come from the executive body. What he failed to tell us is he's part of the executive committee.
Oh, that's a strange one. So, any questions have to come from me to me. It sounds a bit like the police investigating themselves, the council investigating themselves. It's almost like it's corruption.
Well, that's what I've said all along. You often hear me refer to the corrupt Nottingham police. And if they've got a strategic partnership, that must imply, because they're partners, they're all in it together.
Absolutely.
And they're all corrupt.
Yes, and we know that, and I'm sure those that have been following the videos and that are well aware now that Nottingham is corrupt from top to bottom, through the police, the councils, the courts. It's all corrupt. Nottingham is the hotbed of corruption.
Yeah. Well, Robin Hood must be turning in his grave. That's all I can say.
No, I'm fine and doing well.
Right. But talking of Robin Hood, right? Let's go back to when I was still in New York, in the city of Rochester, because Operation Daybreak, which is headed by that same woman that we were on about, Ellen.
Inspector.
Yeah, the superintendent.
Superintendent, that's right.
Operation Daybreak claimed that they, via Interpol,
Yeah.
contacted Rochester Police. Well, I find it very strange that a chief of police called Jim Shepherd of the City of Rochester Police said that no one had contacted his office. Now, 3 officers that are involved in my case from the United States, a senior sergeant, Mike Nichols, he said the only thing that they've ever known about Nottingham is Robin Hood.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, the 2 officers who interviewed me on an unsatisfactory interview, Marvin Patterson Jr. and Jackie Schumann, both he and she said they checked their records before going into the interview, and there's nothing. Mm-hmm. Well, they told me that the interview wasn't of great quality, and should I return, they'd re-interview me. Well, you know as well as I know from the day that I confronted Chris Eyre, that's on another of our videos too. It took till December, and a reporter from the Mansfield Chad putting out "Find My Rapist Before I finally got interviewed.
Yeah.
We've had untold complaints about this superintendent and several other officers. Not one of them have been upheld. I wonder why.
Well, when you investigate yourself, you can make it up yourself. But I'll tell you what, I did find very interesting when I was speaking to your wife the other day. She was saying with Tom's case and what had gone off at Tom's where I was last weekend, she was saying if that sort of thing happened in America, they'd have rioted and they'd have just took their own proper justice. And I think without the rioting, but we do need to start taking justice, and all those that are high up that are allowing this to happen need to be behind bars.
Well, I can see it coming. You know, we've seen it. We've seen society get
Deliberately.
Get to a point where they've had enough, and insurrections, I believe they call them. Personally, I don't want to be part of a violent confrontation, but I can see it because people have had enough.
Well, the police, I get the feeling the police have had enough as well. When I actually got arrested, the police were very upset with Theresa May giving out these hundreds of millions of pounds contracts to G4S when her own husband is on the board of G4S. So if that's not giving money, that's a conflict of interest at the very least, and I think it's far worse. I think it's deliberate collaboration amongst, as far as I'm concerned, terrorists.
Well, yeah, I mean, as far as the word police goes, in my rhetoric at least, Nottingham's not had a decent policeman since the days of Tug Wilson. And, you know, I go back many decades, and, you know, that man, he'd often shout his own justice, but, you know, I look back and laugh at the respect that man had, and the ability to use his own head to diffuse a situation, and deal with it on its practicalities and actual merit.
It's all money now, that's all they're concerned. It's like when I was young, if I did something wrong and a cop caught me, he'd give me a slap round the head, and I wouldn't go home and tell my parents that because I'd get another slap for doing something wrong in the first place. But that's how they've destroyed society to the point that it's all about the money. They're not caring about anything else. They don't care if you live or die, it's about the money.
Well, we know for a fact that the 2 councils are corporate businesses for profit.
As the solicitor that works for the county council admitted, they are a corporation.
Oh, you're talking about the barrister?
Yes.
Yeah, that we've had a few confrontations with. But he's been present in quite a few meetings, and he guides them through the legal loopholes.
Yes.
But at the end of the day,
well, actually, if you think about that subject in itself, the fact that the county council have a full-time barrister working on child abuse claims, that just shows you how many claims are going off, and how they're trying to just save money because they know they're wrong, and this barrister, well, I've got to say, he's got to be the lowest of the low to actually defend a corporation over children that have been raped and molested. It's just disgusting. It really is disgusting what is going on in Nottingham and everywhere else. It's just that Nottingham, we're exposing it. Everything we talk about in Nottingham is happening everywhere else in the country, except there's not people like you and me out there exposing it.
Well, funny enough, right, I was on one of the social media sites this morning, Facebook, and there was a picture that was put up, right, who should be the ones that investigate the Westminster paedophiles. And you know what, I have to say I felt honoured and privileged to have my photograph amongst the gallery of people that were there. But at the end of the day, I'll look back and reflect on several people. One of them is Graham Oldham from Burnley, who started the campaign in Nottingham. But a lot of credit goes to people like Bill Maloney in London. Nigel O'Mara here in Nottingham, who's been on White Flowers for 30 odd years. But for me, a great deal of credit goes to David Hollis, a retired Army Colonel, and he's brought structure here, and he's actually a man that the councils fear and the police fear, because he understands their game. And if you want to strike back at them, you need to get on the inside, or someone who knows the inside, and we've got that man, I believe. And I don't think it's far away from the day we start seeing the dominoes fall.
Yes, and the criminals behind bars, which is coming very, very soon, and I can't wait till that date.
Well,
and on that, I think that's about it.
Well,
I'll superimpose that on the screen.
Well, all I can say is, Ben fellows, justice was served. Well,
no, because the criminal, child rapist, paedophile, paedosexual is still out walking free.
Yes, but at least
at the moment,
at least an innocent man wasn't convicted as part of a cover-up.
Debt Free TV, in association with GetOutOfDebtFree.org.